Their Majesties invite before them Master Diego Miguel Munoz de Castilla.
Your Majesty, great excellencies and noble populace. Comes now Don Diego Miguel Munoz de Castilla. Many, many things can be said about this man. Great and glorious tales of infamy and glory could be told. But I will not tell them this day. This day, this man comes before you, who is worthy of any honor their Majesties could bestow, but he comes merely to answer the question you posed to him several days ago.
From the populace and from peers of the realm. Is it still your intention to report?
Absolutely.
Would you hear the testimony of the peers of the realm?
Absolutely. That's a yes.
You hear the testimony of the peers of the realm. No, you do not. Is there a pelican willing to speak for this man?
I am Will, Countess Æthelmearc, Primrose of the Sylvan Kingdom and companion of the Order of the Pelican. And I would tell you a story about me. 26 years ago, there was a crown tournament, and my beloved husband won it. And we got to be the first king and queen of this beautiful kingdom, this glorious kingdom. And as the sweat was still on his brow, one of the first people to come up and say, "Congratulations," was Don Diego. Except that what he got to say was, "Tough." Because my husband interrupted him and said, "I want the white scarf, I want the grant, make it happen." And in the true fashion of a servant of the king, he said, "Yes, Your Majesty." Which allowed us to create the Order of the White Scarf and to establish fencing as a strong community in this kingdom. He has served that community for decades. And I say to you, this man is my peer.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Is there a laurel willing to speak for this man?
My name is Maheen Banu Tabrizi, and I do not speak for this man. I am honored to bring the words of Countess Isabel, who says, "Greetings from Isabel, Countess and Lady of the Rose. I have the pleasure of sharing my words in support of Baron Diego as a member of the Order of the Laurel. I have known His Excellency since his arrival in Æthelmearc, lo, these many moons ago, not a word about his age. Due to his immediate contributions to Æthelmearc's fencing community during our reign, Count Robin and I recognized him as Baron of our court. His Excellency has spent decades pursuing the art of fence, not only in its martial aspect, but its style and fury. He has studied form and footwork from period sources. He participates in tourneys and takes the field for king and kingdom. As a teacher, he shares the fruits of his knowledge with the known world. In his dedication to his art, I feel Diego is my peer." Thank you, Mistress Maheen, for not messing up my work.
Thank you, Maheen.
Is there a member of the chivalry who will testify?
There is, Your Majesty. I, Rowan de la Guerre-de-Son, have that honor. I have known this man since he has joined our kingdom. He has fought with his whole heart, ferociously, fiercely. He has been a leader upon the fencing field. He has encouraged. He has right.
Thank you, Your Grace.
The crown would hear from the Masters of Defense.
Your Majesty, noble populace, I am Magnifico Elena d'Artois, and with your permission, I would speak for this man. My first impression of Don Diego, Master Diego, when he came back to the Æthelmearc. I wasn't around when all that stuff happened that the Earl talked about, which is amazing service. He was already a pelican in the sea. He's done service all over the place, to the fencing, for the fencing community. I had never seen him fight, but I met him for the first time in an ice dragon. And we got paired in a tournament. I had never met him before. He comes over and he's like, hey, what do you want to fight? I'd like to take sword and dagger. He's like, okay, what would you like me to take? I said dagger. He's like, great, sword and dagger. I said, no, dagger. And he said, okay, great, you're right back. And he ran away. And I turned to Don Corwin, who was coaching me that day, and I'm like, he's going to kill me with a spoon. You can imagine how it went. The only way to get past the 42, you gotta get past the 42 to deal with an 18-inch dagger, right? So every single pass was, I'm coming at you, right? Boom, 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 into the list rows. Kept getting tangled up, kept getting tangled up. The last pass, he stayed in the back corner. He's like, what you got? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I saw amazing prowess that day. It's only gotten better. I speak to that prowess. I also speak to the fact that as a peer, it is our responsibility to replace ourselves. As we age, this body is consumable. There is only so much time we have on the wheel. We need to leave a legacy of people behind that we have taught, and the web of people who have connected in his lineage. The number of assists that he has, including myself, spans decades. Your Majesties, I am a peer because of this. Please, thank you.
Is there a lady of the rose who would speak in this man's?
Welcome back.
I am Countess Lorelei von Orlamunda, 22nd Rose of the swampy kingdom of Glenavon. Sorry for the weather, folks. Roses are supposed to speak of courtesy and grace. Like some roses, you are a late bloomer in the courtesy and grace department. You required a lot of fertilizer. And yet, as a beautiful rose would grow into its massive glory, gorgeous colors. Okay, we'll leave the scent part out. No, truly. Grace and courtesy have come to you slowly but surely and in incredible amounts. As I have watched you grow from, what were we, 18 together? Truly, it has been a while. I have watched you grow. I have watched you learn. I have watched you take others under your wing, which is actually quite difficult. And I approve of your progress, and I can only hope that with a tiny bit more fertilizer, your progress will continue as a master of defense. And this is an inside joke, so sorry, folks. Ask him. Thank you, Your Majesties, for the honor of speaking on a very difficult subject.
Is there a second lady of the rose who would speak?
I bring the words of Duchess Merwin Owen. graces, good gentles all. I, Heroine Erhowick, Duchess and Viscountess of Æthelmearc, have the greatest joy in sharing these words about Don Diego this day. I have known Don Diego since he left his homeland in Ansiora for the chillier clime. I could speak of our friendship, of standing on a porch drinking champagne together, straight from the bottle, of long talks, much laughter, shared sorrows. All of that would speak of my profound affection for him. But that is not why we are here. Why do I think he is worthy of this honor, this recognition as Master of Defense? Here is my reason for saying this honor is right and just, because it confirms publicly the private value I very publicly showed him, I bore him. Æthelmearc is precious to me. I served here 4 times in one of its 2 most visible positions. And that position, that servant of the kingdom, is precious to me. More precious than the person in that position. And twice I entrusted the safety, the protection of that position to the supervision and care of Don Diego. And he excelled. He was my captain, and while he was in that position, I knew that the captain of the Queen's Guard would absolutely, entirely ensure that my guards would be always worthy of praise and honor. For 2 reigns, I never had to worry. He worked with my guards and my champions, and while doing all of that, still managed to excel personally on the rapier field, teach, and just bring the joy of bouncy fun to any event he attended. He is truly a master of defense. Defense against fear, defense against boredom, defense against sadness. I fully and enthusiastically support his new station.
Your Majesties, having heard the testimony, is it your will to continue? Their Majesties would be attended by the Order of the Ladies of the Rose, please. Their Majesties would also be attended by the Masters of Defense.
Ladies, roses, do you feel that this man has met the expectations that we would be looking for to move forward with his elevation?
Yes.
It's okay, I spoke.
Masters of Defense, is it your will that this man be included amongst you?
Yes!
This should be adorned.
Is there a hood to shield this man from the sun?
Or rain.
All the faces. Oh, and Pennsic.
Is there a cloak to adorn this man's shoulders?
There is.
Is the ancestral chain of Æthelmearc present?
There is. This chain was first worn by Dorinda Courtenay, then Orlando di Benedilvinta, then Quinn Kerr, then William Paris, Benedict Fergus Atmead, Iago Benitez, Anais Fenn, Bastiano Di Jacopo, Ludovic of Gray's Inn, Kluin Kupfer Helbelink, Emily of Dunvegan, Fredeberg van Katzenellenbogen, Eric Grenier de la Barre, Jacob of Dunmore, Jacob Martinson, Ho Silvertop, Elena D'Artois, Caroline of Burgundy, Cyrus Auger, Jornder Hinroten, and now to Diego Miguel Munoz de Castilla.
Is there a household collar for this man?
There is. We thought the symbolism of it being suspended on a white scarf was all message that needs to be said.
And is there a personal collar for this man? Yes, there is. Their Majesties would hear your oath.
I have served this kingdom. I will continue to serve this
The scroll is a work in progress, but we do have the words. And so it came to pass that a man took up residence in our fair kingdom. What a strange fellow was he! Wise and skilled in swordplay he was, and a courtier, you see. He worked and he toiled and worked, teaching and training till his vision came to be. White scarves for Æthelmearc, all for Her Majesty. For you see, so many out-of-the-way things had happened then, that the kingdom had begun to think that very few things were really impossible. And yet he still pressed on, endeavoring to grow his skill and Her Majesty's army. Many a duelist he fought in search of mastery. Blows made against him were feeble. The man was undaunted even when they hit him. It was quite impossible to say whether the blows hurt or not. In effortless grace, his blade went snicker-snack and vanquished his foes. For if you cut a man very deeply with a sword, they usually bleed, leaving them dead by the sea. This man's incredible skill, legendary deeds, and unquenchable passion for the kingdom and its people has not gone unseen by the Red Queen and King. And thus we, Queen Kallista Morganova, and King Andreas Morgan have called Diego Munoz de Castilla to answer a perplexing question. Why is a raven like a writing desk? No, not that question, but a call to don the livery of white and become a master of defense. Words by Master Cyrus. I have an oath. Good order. Master Diego is asked to meet you in the back. He is asked to be escorted by his witnesses. for Master Diego, newest Master of Defense of Æthelmearc.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Good save. Just hold it.